Welcome back, everybody, to Football Club Barcelona. As far as we're concerned, the year is 2008. Facebook's recently come out. A lot of artists that are in the charts today have never been heard of, and that's what we're trying to recreate is the Barcelona team at this time in 2008. And we're getting closer, aren't we? So we're going to play Rayo Vallecano today. It's going to be a pretty straightforward game, I would expect, and then Villarreal will be a tough game away from home. So the team's going to be pretty much the same again. Ansu Fati's not quite fit, and neither is Coutinho. So that's going to be the team again. The manager says, this is a match we should be winning, make sure we do. Okay, zoom right out the Camp Nou. Right, let's see who gives the ball away. I mean, eventually the data hub. I think for the first time on the channel, we're going to use the data hub a lot for one of our series because it's going to be interesting to see where we lose the ball. Although I feel like I'm looking at it myself quite a lot and I'm watching the games in comprehensive and full detail. Eventually, when it goes to extended and key, when I feel like that we're close and it moves more into like a normal series, it'd be interesting to use that to keep up to date with where we're starting to lose the ball. I'm not entirely sure where it's really been at the moment. Like the first game, there's loads of different players. The first problem was Busquets, but then the right central fielder was also giving the ball away quite a lot. There is one more setting we can go up on pressing, which I'm tempted to do because I'm just sick and tired of this. Like, why are we sat back there? The midfielders should be pressing higher. The strikers should be up. Okay, they've made a mistake now. Good. To Stegen. Lenglet now to Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba to Memphis. Memphis just stay on the ball to Gavi. To Memphis. That's fine, see? Jordi Alba's now on the left-hand side. Lenglet. We're not going to use Busquets, apparently. We do now. Busquets to Jordi Alba. This is okay. Let's just down the ball. Patson Daka's getting on the ball now a little more, which is good to see. As they foul us, Memphis has it. And we kill our own attack by giving the ball away. And they've got... See, Lenglet should be across a little more there and ready to step onto Falcao himself rather than waiting for somebody else to now come across and do it. He just missed a really good move. Well, you didn't really miss it. I didn't show it to you. I wasn't talking over it. I was watching. I was concentrating too much. Here you're going to see Memphis come across here. Now, what's interesting is the winger, Gelson's starting to come narrow. Now, he comes into this sort of like second striker role. The way Messi did at times was when he'd come in narrow. Now, I want Dani Alves almost here. That's not actually Dani Alves, but I want Dani Alves here, like almost on the last line of defence. He goes late because he finally starts to move. And Gelson goes to look to use him, but doesn't quite. Plays a 1-2 with, that sort of Xavi and Messi combination there. You would have seen it before many times. That worked out quite well there. I'm just sick of the one-man press every time. Look, CDM plays it out. One person's going to go. Striker should be onto this player here. Move around wherever you are. Patson Daka, get onto this fucking player here and stop them retaining and force them down this side of the pitch. They might go back again here. Oh, they actually tried to work it and they've got through. And they go back. Get their Patson Daka. You're starting to frustrate me here. Like roasted right now. He's right on their player so they can't go around. Oh no, now he's just, for no apparent reason, moved on to that player there. Why would Jordi Alba do that? Right, I'm starting to think maybe tempo needs to go up. Now, the reason I say that is I'm not sure whether it will force them to make quicker decisions. At the moment, what's happening is our players are staying on the ball too long and giving it away. Like Jordi Alba then got the ball. Let me show it to you here. So Jordi Alba gets on the ball. Play out. So it goes across here to Jordi Alba. And here, just straight back into Gavi if you need to. Back to Lenglet. Goes to him again. Stays on it. Pass it straight into Memphis. There it is. Nice and open. Nice and easy for you, Jordi. No worries there, mate. Nope, dribbles with it. And then gives it away. Like, what are you doing? Interesting. So the ball comes to Jordi Alba here this time. Slightly further up the pitch. But tempo's higher, right? So rather than him dilly-dallying on the ball here, he actually goes to play it early into Gavi, into what will be like the Iniesta half-space run. At least he tried it. He tried something. He gave the ball away, which, I mean, I don't know if he needed to play it, but I'd rather him do that than to just stay on it and do nothing with it as things currently are. I really starting to pin them back here. Lazari on the ball, right-hand side, is going to dribble at the player. So yeah, I don't like the complete move back for that reason. Okay, he just missed a goal here because I wasn't talking over it. So we play it from the back. We're going to go through the whole thing here. Busquets, Garcia. It's actually a pretty good football all the way through here. Well, Eric Garcia nearly gives the ball away. Apart from that, we stay on the ball. But at the attack, we don't try and force anything too much. We set them up where we have our wingers wide, and then Iniesta, which is Gavi in this case, goes over there. Our Xavi plays with Dani Alves. We retain the ball pretty well. We get ourselves locked in a situation we don't really want. It goes into the box eventually, and it's headed in by Patson Daka. Not a bad move, actually. Right, this isn't... Because it's on, like, a lot of highlights, you don't know when it's going to be a nothing highlight and when it's going to be a goal. So you can see here, we You can see we worked the ball to the left-hand side. Memphis gives it away. But it was, it wasn't really a goal that I think we created that well. They ping it here because we've given it away unnecessarily. De Jong gives it away here again. And I'm getting quite frustrated at this point. I actually just made some tactical changes. I was getting pissed off. And then Gabby stays on it. Memphis, Daka, who gets a bit lucky and we score. So I think we got a little bit fortunate with that one, to be honest. But I'll try not to miss too many more. But it's hard because you don't know when it's going to be a proper highlight or not, right? Okay, so you've joined us now with a tactical change. You've gone to this. Now this gets the wing back higher up earlier on, which is good. I've decided to go with this to try and get more pressure on the back too, because we've got like 48% possession against Rayo Vallecano at home. And I know it shouldn't matter about the overall statistic, but it's annoying me, to be honest with you. It's starting to really annoy me. So we're going for it now in really trying to get like there. I mean, Jordi Alba doesn't need to cross that. He just doesn't need to cross it, does he? He'll stay wider in possession as well for these. Come on, boys. Okay, Longley has it. Stays on it. Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba to Sergio Busquets to De Jong. Good. Nice. I like that. Could have probably gone straight into the striker there. Lazari gives it away. Now, did he try and dribble with that, though? I don't know why he would try and dribble with that there. Lazari has got nobody with him. Oh, we give the ball away for no apparent reason. We win it back to Eric Garcia. To De Jong. De Jong to Memphis. Memphis to... Oh. It's just... I tried to make it more narrow to avoid that. Like, what I've done is I've put it to go more narrow so that the players are closer together, so it tries to find them a little more. When you spread them out too much, I think the game tries to, like, switch it. Because when you put very wide, when it goes to maximum width, the game likes to, I think, try and... It makes you try and play wide, so it makes you, like, hold the width and try and switch the ball, like, with big switches and with longer passes, and we're trying to avoid that. So I'm trying to avoid that. Maybe go back down to lower again, maybe. Perfect example of this, when it's normally on wide, but it's doing it now. So there, like, for no apparent reason, Busquets decides that now is a good time to just switch the ball there when he could easily play it into feet here. De Jong's got it nice and easy there. It could be into De Jong, it could be a through ball into Gelson Martins for a chance. He tried to switch it to Lazari instead. Like, why is Patson Daka on the CDM out of possession? It's like, we're not a mid-block. We're not a low block. We're not trying to stop them playing through the CDM. I'm deliberately asking you to go and be aggressive when you're pressing. Here we go. Langley has it. Eric Garcia. Comes with it. Lazari. Now, the one problem... Oh, there we go. That's not bad. The one problem I've seen here is the winger, because he has start narrow, he goes inside, drags a player away, and it leaves him open. He just goes on the outside and then looks to just cross it in a little too much. Also, with him being offset, you leave this sort of scenario. Your starting position's a bit high. I mean, you probably would then have to go... You have to go either both or none. I've just whacked on extended for a little bit to see what happens. They have a highlight here. Can we get some pressure on the ball early, make them play long? Good. Second ball in. Gavi gets to it. Daka to Jordi Alba. Jordi to Busquets to Alba. Goes on the outside. Don't cross it. I'm going to say at halftime, I think we're doing well, but we can go into another gear. I'm going to whack it onto key highlights. I think this will be the game over. Now, we're not going to learn too much being 2-0 up already against Rayo Vallecano. We'll learn a lot more in the next game against Villarreal away from home. Okay, it finishes 2-0 to Barcelona. I'm going to say, nice week, everybody. That was good. Okay, we're going to save it. Now I'm going to click through to the Villarreal game, and we ended up on 63% possession there, which is pretty good considering we had 48 after like 25 minutes or something. That was a pretty good turnaround. In fact, before we click through, what did we end up with for passes completed? 5-4-5. Okay, so not sure what to make of that yet. Not going to expect the goals either, but we'll move on to the next game and hopefully we can find a better solution to our current problems. See you in a second. Welcome back. Pedri is back from his holiday, so he's going to go straight into the first team. The tactic for today's game is going to be this. I'm going to move Busquets back there, but pretty much it's how we ended the game in the last one. I didn't want it to be so unorthodox, but it's the only way I found it to work in that last game. But we were at home against a team that weren't really trying to press us, so we got a bit away with it, to be honest. We'll see what happens here against Villarreal, who are a good side and tough to beat away from home on Foot Manager. Assistant manager says, carry on from your last match, you'll do well. Yeah, then interesting. Let's see how we get on. The maximum pressing is on now as well, so should be no excuse for us pressing the back line. We now have an attacking midfielder in there as well. Busquets is dropping onto the striker. Busquets, get out of there, get ahead of him, let the centre-backs pick him up. Well, we're watching the 1970s Brazil team here, just play around us. With Francis Coquelin Central midfield. 90 seconds gone. Haven't touched the ball. There we go. Finally. Oh, no, still haven't touched it. They might even score. Wow. Okay, let's see what we can do with this then. Eric Garcia gets onto it early. Lenglet, left back was open then. What are you doing? Just passed it back to him for no apparent reason. De Jong, Lazari's, I think, won a free kick. Eric Garcia, Gelson to Eric Garcia. Go back if you need to. Don't have to go forwards there. Lazari, Gelson now into Lazari. Patson Daka. And it's going to be a penalty. That's an unbelievable start to the game. I'm not sure he deserved that, but it was frustrating watching them play for so long. Yep, give it, ref. Come on, let's go. Penalty. There we go. So we didn't touch the ball at all. Now we've got on the other end, they haven't touched the ball, but we've got a penalty. Don't know who's going to take it. I've preset the takers in order of how good they are. Gelson Martins apparently scores. Didn't play well last game and he's snuck one in there. They've currently got 62% possession. I've just moved Busquets back up to midfield into where he was in the last game. If it makes a difference. So that's currently how we're looking, just so you're aware. Okay, so they get the ball. What we can do here for pressing. He plays it out short. Not going to it. He can. No, he's got to go long. But that's the problem with playing wing backs the higher. Oh, that was so close. That is the issue of playing the wing backs in the higher slots there. As you get done on that sort of in behind ball in the match engine. And what are you doing there, lads? Come on, somebody's got to press that. Villarreal have it, or the 1970s Brazil team, however you want to look at them. Francis Coquelin plays it to Aurier. Aurier whips it in. It's going to be a corner. They are destroying us in this gap here now. That's the problem. We're going to have to move those back. Okay, Memphis has the ball on the left-hand side. He just won the ball. He's dribbled all the way with it. I'm getting frustrated now. Maybe go back to dribble less. Okay, so here we go. It's going to be a goal kick. We're going to play out from the back. And let's see what we do. Ter Stegen to Eric Garcia. Eric Garcia is just going to stay on it. Sergio Busquets to Lenglet. Eric Garcia. I mean, I could make them ball playing defenders so they can dribble with it, which is what I want to do, but then they'll have more risky passes, which I don't want to see. So I wish you could combine those two things. Patson Daka, I don't really want you coming all the way there to get on the ball. You need to be you need to be central. Not really a focal, but you need to be definitely central though. So I don't have to put into that again, do I? We're going back to a poacher like we did last time. Get away from the CDM, Daka. To throw in here, they play the ball to the right hand side. The ball's then crossed in. It could be offside, now I think about it. No, it was a goal. Okay, so I think defensively this is going to be a huge issue, but in possession, I go and pressing forward to help with the pressing on the back three. I don't like having them all offset, so I'm going to try and get them back in there. Pedri, the Mazzara attack works with the Iniesta role. It definitely does. With this combination here, it works really well. These I'm not so sure about, so I've changed it to run at defence. Now, the reason I've done that is that when players get on the ball at the moment, if they have a bit of space, they just try and force a pass, whereas I think in real life they would just travel with it. So run at defence, I mean, it specifically doesn't say dribbling. Now, I'm not sure that but it says dribble less or run at defence. Now, running with the ball and dribbling are two different things in coaching circles anyway. So I'm hoping that it incorporates running with the ball and travelling into space rather than just dribbling at your defender. Pedri's playing terrible and he's not really fit, is he? So let's get him up and put Gavi on as well. And then let's say isn't good enough. Okay, interesting. Here early on, Gavi, Jordi Alba to Memphis. They don't create enough depth behind the ball, even with the ball playing defender. I mean, do you put Busquets back there now? Maybe as a halfback with the wing backs up. Let's try this. Let's see how this goes. I don't like Busquets as a halfback, but it might stretch up the centre backs to be more like a back three. Let's see. Is he gonna? You've got to get back forwards though. You can't. Halfback's fine, but you can't just sit there between the two centre backs. He's also got to play the pivot role as well, which he's doing now, but he's a bit late. I think it's going to force wide players into 1v1s because he's not really there as an option to go back through, and that's going to do exactly what just happened there, is what I expect to happen, to be honest. What Memphis, good lad. Lazari gets on it to Gelson to Busquets to Lenglet, Albert, make a run, Gavi. Back to the lane. That's okay. That's good. Memphis, Jordi Alba. Yeah, the 1v1 situation I could see happening already. Put him back to deep line playmaker, Busquets. Let's see how this goes. Lazari, well done. Better defending. Eric Garcia to Lazari. He just goes wide and tries to... He doesn't try to play. Run at defence. Off. Eric Garcia. Gelson. Could have used somebody there. Ter Stegen, Lenglet. Lenglet, Gavi. Maybe you do want him as an inverted one. Because they're hit both Albert and the Pyro like in the same wide zone. Going to change Jordi Albert to a complete to inverted wingback support in his current more advanced position. Gelson and Lazari win it between them on the right hand side. Lazari's going to have to cross that. It's going to be a corner. There we go. Eric Garcia, Lenglet, Busquets, Lenglet. Going to travel with it. That's fine. Gavi, Memphis. That's fine. Jordi Albert. He's not really ever involved, is he? I don't want to make him an attack duty, ideally. But we'll see. Going to take off Daka, I think, as well. I'm going to put on Galeno on the left-hand side. Now, Lazari gets on it. So there, he's got Gelson, right winger. Now, Gelson, I expect either the ball into the striker or this player to move into here to get on the ball. He just gives it away. Now, why is he doing that? Is this player not making advanced enough runs? Or is it a setting? Do we need... He's already got more risky passes on. I can put the tempo to much higher. I just want to see what it does, to be honest with you, in this context of this tactic. It forces them to make quicker decisions, if that is what it does here. Like, if the setting is... If the team setting is high tempo there, he can't afford to just stand on it there and then eventually lose it. This will be really interesting to see how this plays out in the next little part here. So they're now going to go long, I assume. Hopefully win this back early. Lazari to Stegen. Oh, wow, you don't... So that's the downside to it. Oh! Lenglet, Alba, Galeno. Lenglet, Jordi Alba, Galeno, Gavi. Don't cross it. Going to wing it back again here. Eric Garcia, De Jong to Memphis. Memphis tried to play early, to be fair. I think we actually looked like we're going to get them in a dangerous situation, but unfortunately they fouled us just in time. As I've also fixed that. I've put all the set pieces to go short, but I don't think I've set up my other set pieces, so there's nobody to play it short to. But we're going to fix that, because in those situations you want to stay on the ball and keep the momentum, giving it away every time. So that's probably going to up the percentage of the possession by a few percentage points as well, I would expect, when we finally fix that. So you might want to go... I mean, you could go bang, bang, and then have him coming on the inside there. Let quicker. Took too long. So now Gelson's going to come inside. Now he's got to play to De Jong. He's dribbled with it. Okay, that's fine. Jordi Alba's going to get onto it now. He really needs his teammate here to running through the middle. Like, it's just a poor position to be in, really. Eric Garcia, Lenglet, Galeno. Like, why is he... Let's try and break this down. Why is Galeno not doing anything with this ball straight away? He gets it there. Now, Gavi makes a run and sort of does nothing with it. Jordi Alba is just sort of in a nothing area. Lenglet's not really on the ball either. But they're not really creating depth very well, are they? Like, what would change that? Okay, when it next goes out of play, I've just changed the centre-backs to both go stay wider again, because I forgot to do it as ball-playing defenders. And then to have Jordi Alba as a wing-back attack, and then the right-back, Lazaro, complete wing-back attack. That's poor from the centre-back. It also puts us to structured now instead of flexible, which would be interesting to see if that makes a difference. Lenglet has it to Gavi. Gavi to Galeno. Galeno to Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba now. Yeah, I didn't want him to cross it, but he didn't do anything with it either. Yeah, pressure on the ball. Pressure on the ball. Oh, forcing a mistake. Well done. Better out of possession. Get on the ball, Eric. De Jong. Eric Garcia. Eric Garcia to Lazari, to De Jong. Back to Lazari. Okay, that'll do. Whips it in. Going to reset for the throw-in again. The next option to look at is the be more expressive versus more disciplined options. Be more expressive might make players make better options off the ball. Let's try that. It also might make them do extra through balls, extra long-range shots that you don't want. We'll see. Eric Garcia, Lazari. Lazari to De Jong. De Jong just plays in a terrible pass, or whatever that was, cross. Not entirely sure what that was, really. Lenglet has it, dribbles through the first line, then plays it at Busquets anyway. Galeno to Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba tries to, I guess, run it. So now we're getting players in better areas, but we don't want definitely all that bollocks happening. We also don't want any... we don't want to see dribbles as often, do we? So let's now go back to this. So we've got dribble less, but be more expressive on. As they try and catch us out on the switch there early. some better teams might get us, like Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid in the Champions League. We might get beat badly in the first season playing like this, but long term, I think we'll be better for it. We get on the ball here. No, it's Coutinho one. He's just come on the pitch. We've got a 16-year-old and a Coutinho who's not match fit in central midfield right now. What a Memphis. Galeno gets it now. He's going to dribble to the left-hand side. Gives it away. Just past the fucking ball, man. He's there. Jordi Alba was there. For the love of God, get the ball off this non-Brazil team. The striker's on the pivot. Why are you on the pivot? Just so you can see this. Pressing forward attack. He's not marking anybody out of possession. Like, he's not man-marking the midfielders. It's so annoying. Oh, I don't know how much of this I've just put in, but you would have just seen them spring, like, I don't know, 70 passes together. Here we go, Eric Garcia. Gelson's now inside forward attack. Let's see if his movements are any different. Lenglet has it to Coutinho. Coutinho to Lenglet to Jordi Alba. Galeno. Maybe the support duties on the forwards. They don't make enough aggressive runs. And then we don't really seem to retain the behind the ball well enough. Coutinho, Sergio Busquets, Gavi. This is better. Memphis, Gelson. He's got options there. Doesn't use him. Now uses him. Gavi, Lazari. It just looks weird with too many attack duties on, to be honest. Busquets, Eric Garcia, Lenglet, Jordi Alba. Great football. Oh, that should have been a goal. That was a good football. But then move it on to extended, I think, for the rest of the game. Jordi Alba to Coutinho. Coutinho to Gavi. Gavi has the ball. Travels with it. Plays a absolutely nonsense ball through to Memphis Depay. They then play out easily against us. We've got, I mean, I just don't know what you're doing there, Martins, for a start. Like, he's marking some sort of central player there. That's just for in possession though, right? I like here for Barcelona, Lazari has it, whips it in, Galeno at the far post, whips it in again, Busquets to Gavi. Lazari, I don't know whether they've changed their tactics to just get pinned back here, because this is not our style of football, and that is the end of that attack. 1-1 draw. Okay, I'm going to say sympathise. So the positives there were there's a lot of experimenting, and we saw a lot of different outcomes from different things, and lots of pros and cons to a lot of stuff. Now, I'm not entirely sure what that teaches us overall. What I have noticed though before is in playing possession football, having two pivots to go back through around seems to work really well, but that's obviously not the way they played. So I don't want to play two pivots, but I'm going to try and make it work with the way it currently sets up in some form. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying watching this through with me and looking through our tweaks and seeing how our tweaks are working. I'm not entirely sure whether we've made any progress yet in the actual save and we've actually come to any concrete conclusions that we're going to stick to. I mean, it's just, I don't know if this is going to help or not, but like we need something to stop them playing out from the back so much. Out of possession, we know there's an issue with it anyway in the match engine, but in possession, just been poor from us. So I'm going to make some more changes as well. But in terms of when we come back, I think we'll come back for the Atletico Madrid game. We'll come off for a one-game episode. We'll do it like, I think we'll do it like all on extended or something like that. And then maybe we'll come back for like another one-off game against Valencia and just try and get through some games and get some tweaks in here. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the start of this series. I hope that it's something slightly different. It's a shame that we've not been able to have a better start in terms of the results that we're looking for, which isn't just the results of the game, but the style of football we're playing. So we need to definitely look at a few things. It doesn't retain the ball well enough at all. But the league table does look like this right now. So Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid have both also dropped points. So we aren't exactly behind right this second, which is good for us. Gives us a bit of time to try and fix things. That's good. Team details, like we're fourth for average possession, 1,500 passes. Not the best by any stretch. In fact, Villarreal are. So played the best team with possession, I think, really. I mean, well, so what you can see here, which is quite impressive, is Celta Vigo have 60% average possession, but only 1,000 passes completed in 2 matches. Villarreal have played 3. But they're not going to complete 800 in one match. They're just not. So they're going to be on, what, 1,500, something like that? So they're going to be 300 and something passes below Villarreal, but they're going to have an average possession of maybe 58 by the end of that game, the third game. So that tells me a lot of the time their players start on the ball in defence, in their defensive third, and they just stay on it. They don't get pressed enough, and they just stay on it, which ticks the time up and gets the average possession up, which is frustrating because that's not what we're necessarily looking to do. But even if we were looking at passes completed, we're not really doing the best on that either. We're doing okay, but not the best. And we give the ball away way too much. I hope you're enjoying the series. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.